Amen. Thank you very, very much, Jamie. And what we're going to do now, we are going to go to some wins. And just tip you off real quick, we had some amazing things happen in the team last month. Let me see here. 4 people had their best month. Is that incredible, you guys? Marina had her best month ever. Mara made the manager. Mara, are you on here? Mara made senior manager.
Oh, Lupe is here.
Okay, and Nancy Reese had her best month in 12 months, and Jamie had his best month in 12 months. And listen to this, you guys. We have 4 from our team on the charts. Top chart. Daniel.
All right.
I'll start with Mara. On one chart, top 20 chart, one's for the quarter and one's for the month. One of them, she's number 13, and one she's number 15. Jennifer English from Portland, who was at the October Louis event. She's number 14 on one of the charts. There's a couple, some of you guys have heard of them, Carol and Jamie Wilson. They're number 11 on one and number 20 on another one. And Daniel Hansen is number 7 on one of the charts. So you guys, let's give those guys a hand.
All right, way to go.
Yeah, we got 4 of the team on those chart top 20. So that's exciting. And is Mara on? No. Okay. I was going to have her share because she's really kicking up the dust. But who wants to share some wins? Leslie, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So our daughter in Mexico, she just keeps track of what her team's doing all the time. And because calling is a little difficult, she calls me and asks me to call all her people and say, you're almost at 500, you're almost at 1,000. And so she actually, so Lisa reached director this month. So I think that's the third time in a year. So she's headed for, I think she had 3 senior managers. So she's headed for wanting to have it solid. Her bonus from what is actually kind of a small business for the US, her bonus equals the, what she earns every month, equals about the annual income of the little town they live in Mexico.
Wow.
Just her bonus. So it's like, it's supplying all their, nutrition needs. And so they're, because they're building a house, a shop, and a restaurant on some land their family owns down there, 15 acres. And they bought 3 cows ready to calf. So now they're milking 3 cows, and Roberto's doing a milk route and an egg route and stuff like that. It's like that, it preserves the money that's going into that to not have to buy the NeoLife. So it's a great arrangement.
Yeah.
So that's her check for one month in NeoLife could be equal to an entire year's pay of what the people are doing.
No, 1 month, her monthly income added up is about the same as the annual income of a resident of the town of Toliman.
Okay, wow. So tremendous opportunity. Well, one of our star team members, she was featured last week on the National Wellness Rally. Barbara, tell us what's going on in your team, if you would.
Oh, you're muted, Barbara.
Okay.
There you go. There we go.
Thank you, John. You're keeping, I'm just seeing if you're paying attention. Well, we had a great month, and then when after the rally, I added up the amount of team members that registered for convention, and we have 11, a possibility of 12, but I got to confirm. So I've never had that among going to a convention. I always had about 2 or 3 paparazzis, but now I'm having 11 or 12. And more probably will get incentives and start coming on board. So that to me is, I mean, my heart is overflowing with joy for that.
Yeah, that is,
That's great.
and a lot of those, almost all of those are brand new people too.
Yes, quite a bit, yes.
Yeah, that is, you guys, let's give her a hand. That is absolutely outstanding.
And so John could deal with them now because then I'm protected. I have an army of hopefully 12. That's for John.
Okay, all right, that's all right. All right.
You know,
Now, some of you may have noticed, no, shut up, Bob, it's my turn. Some of you may have noticed that Barbara and I have a friendly little rivalry going.
Mhm.
Now, this began in Seattle when it was the first, it was the first convention that we went to. And Bob introduced me to Barbara and said, Barbara is a Sapphire director. And I saw her up on the stage as part of the health professionals panel that they had up there. And I talked with her and I was just kind of smitten. Luckily I'm married, but I was smitten. And I said, okay, I want to get to that position. She's a Sapphire director, so I want to get there. And so I didn't necessarily even think about it, but Barbara has always been my guiding light. And now she's my adversary because she's aiming to get to Ruby and I'm aiming to get to Ruby before her. So we have this little competition going.
Mhm.
And I'm so delighted that you had as many people at the rally as you did. We had, because we have Jamie and Carol Wilson, who are superstars and very well connected to a church. He got the pastor to the church to open it up. So we had like 15 of our people at the church for the rally. It was the biggest that we've ever been. And I sort of I sort of stood in the back of it and just looked at it and said, holy moly, what have we done here? So the race is on, Barbara, you and I. Who's going to go to Ruby first? All right, thank you.
You know, there's someone that might beat both of you.
Yeah, Jamie.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie could be.
Just to up the rivalry here and the race. Yeah, Jamie, we're hoping Nancy or Mara and or both. And so you guys are gonna have, we got a 3-way race going here. You guys are doing magnificent job. Tremendous job. Who else has a win? Mr. O'Quinn, do you have a win? Or Mr. Chichester, do you have a win? Anyone else?
Every day is a win.
Okay. Yeah,
I feel great. I'm winning.
Good, David. Good.
And I do have a few appointments this afternoon. So
Woo!
So it's moving, but it's slow.
Will it be on Zoom, David, or in person, 1-to-1?
Just one-on-one.
Okay.
And then maybe they'll be on the Zoom tomorrow with Barbara for the heart health.
Okay, good. Yeah, and David's been getting mentored quite a bit with Barbara, and Barbara taught him to do a text for the invite to the rally, right, David?
Well, I got the text.
Yeah.
And I sent it out. Got a couple of people to sign up, and my brother actually came on.
Okay, good.
And he enjoyed it.
Good.
You know, so maybe he can become a regular. I'm not sure. He's pretty busy. He's got a couple of careers on the go, so him and his wife. But that don't mean they're still interested in good health.
Right. And I heard there's millions and millions up in Canada. Is that true? Over the border? You guys got millions up there?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have 1/10 population of the United States.
Okay, well, I saw they're all at the Ottawa trucker rally resisting the vaccine mandate tyranny. So I think there's millions down there that you could approach, millions. So we're looking forward to David O'Quinn International, Nutrition International. And we're so happy
Right
to
on.
have David growing his team and Barbara working with him. And Marina there, she had her best month ever. Marina, can you tell us take a minute and share anything that helped contribute to you getting to your best month ever?
Sorry, I was just trying to reach the button.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm going to give you some technology training.
No, I think it was just, I actually did something similar to what Miss Leslie did. I was reaching out to the warm market and asking for support. And I ended up getting 2 or 3 people that I've talked to several times who one of them was my grandmother, one was a friend that I've known for several years. And I've talked to them on different occasions, just, trying to explain how it would benefit them. And that was not effective. And so just outright asking for their support, they both wanted to purchase more than once. Like they were like, after this month, don't worry about it, I'm purchasing again. I was like, oh, didn't know that would be helpful. And of course it's helping their health at the same time. So I'm just really grateful for that.
Okay.
I think
so
that's
we can
probably
do
what
it,
helped.
Whatever, but they'll do it to help you. Yeah, interesting. But-
Yeah, Bob?
Yes.
Hi, Bob, Mara is here.
I see that. And I should mention too that Marina is attending Chamber of Commerce meetings. And I actually got a director from a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And it looks like I might be getting another one. And I got a Sapphire director, world team member, Barbara, from a group presentation. Mara, could you take a minute or two and just tell us what's going on? Because you had your best month ever. You hit senior manager and you're on 2 of the national leaderboards, top 20. You guys give Mara a hand.
Woohoo! Way to go, girl.
And Mara, just take a minute or two and tell us what you're doing. You're muted. You got to unmute. You're still muted. Still muted. Do you know how to click it down in the lower left-hand corner?
I asked her to unmute.
Allison, can you unmute please while Mara's doing that and tell us how many you have signed up for convention?
Hi, Bob. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good afternoon from New York. So from my downline, the count right now is 6 and 2, 8. Yes, 8 so far.
8?
Yes, of the 8, 7 are promoters and 1 member.
Woo! Wow. You guys, I have some
Mara's ready.
okay, Mara, can you let's congratulate Allison on 8 people, 7 promoters going to convention. Okay, Mara, take a minute or two.
Hi, my name's Mara Herrera, and I got introduced to NeoLife from Jamie Wilson and his wife. And I really enjoy the products. I use them myself, and I've had my A1C drop from 7.9 to 6.3 with the glucose and the shakes. Also, I have lost 59 pounds. So I am just amazed by the products. So far I've signed up 2 promoters and I have 11 members. And I just tell everybody again about NeoLife. And we have one of my promoters is from the Ukraine, and one of my promoters is from Mexico, Guadalajara.
That Lupe?
Yes, Lupe is from Guadalajara, Mexico. She lives in near Palm Springs in California. And the other one lives here in Selma, Oregon, and she's from the Ukraine.
And Lupe is on the call right now. She's
Oh,
a
hi,
very nice
Lupe.
lady. We met her yesterday.
Yes.
Very nice.
Okay, welcome, Lupe, and you're in a great team. The Grants Pass team is rocking and rolling, just doing fabulous. So we're so grateful. So, Mara, congratulations on
Thank you.
what's going on there. And
I'm
what
aiming for 2 more promoters this month or more.
yeah, you'll get more. You'll get a lot more. You'll get a lot more. How's your
Yes.
list of names? How many are on your list now?
So far right now, I'm working on it. I've got 25 and I got to raid my husband's phone.
Do you have a phone too, though?
Excuse me?
Do you have a phone also?
Yes, I'm doing my phone and also going to take the names out of his phone.
Okay. Well, we congratulate. What is your goal, by the way, for volume and so on?
Well, I'm hoping to at least maybe this month get to 4,000 and a director.
Yeah,
Hey, all
yeah.
right. We're behind you on
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I want to help. I want to help Lupe to succeed, and I want to help Irina to succeed also.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
What we want to do is get both of those two either to 1,000 or 2,000 or more this month.
Yes.
Then that boosts you, of course, too. So it's really amazing how it works. By helping others, it helps us.
Right.
So it's win-win. That's
Right.
what I mean. Okay, wonderful. Well, I think I'm going to switch over to the guy who introduced you. He's going to give our team 10 minutes on how to build a team. I'll just give you the background on Jamie because he's our next speaker. Jamie has won a gold medal, which is outstanding. He has won at least 2 silver medals, outstanding, bronze. He has one of his team members at 2,000 this month, another one at 1,000 this month for the first time. That's who you just heard of. He's great at getting people for successful, upbeat, fun meetings at his house and at the church. And he brings lots of his team to John and Debbie's. He had 4 at Louis' event and 5 at convention. So this guy and he just had his best month out of the last 12. Over 7,000, you guys, over 7,000. So let's give Jamie Wilson a big hand. And Jamie's got the next 10 minutes to share concepts with us on building a team. So go for it, Jamie. And thank you for all you contribute. Tremendous. And your wonderful wife there, such a hospitable lady. Go for it.
Yes, I am a very lucky man to have Carol as my wife and on my team, our team. And you know where we're at is very much because of Carol's insistence that when her heart started getting better after less than a year of being on NeoLife, she was insisting that I go talk to this nutrition lady too. And so I got into a meeting with Debbie and John, and that was a beginning. And then I only took one or 2 of the carotenoids a week for probably 4 months because I was afraid they would hurt a bad kidney that I had. But you know, because of all of you working to get me healthy, I'm telling you, you are my leaders, and I'm just so thankful to have you all in my life. So Bob wanted me to talk about leadership, and what makes a good leader. Let me talk about the folks I like to follow the most. One, I don't want to follow a perfect person. Let me explain. People who think they are better than most people don't want to follow. There is one perfect person I follow, but that's because he loves me in spite of myself. He very patiently makes me into a better person just by helping me follow closer to him, little by little and day by day. In fact, that reminds me of a song that says, "Just a closer walk with thee. Grant that Jesus is my plea." Amen. But the earthly leaders that I've come to respect and learn from the most, and that I would like to follow their attributes, are people that are all very human. And generally, at times painfully human, is they make lots of mistakes, but they also own up to them. They endeavor to do the work that is set before them in a loving, disciplined, patient, and duplicatable manner, helping others learn even how to do things better than they themselves. And regardless of their personal faults and failures, they have learned how to travel forward on their journey in this life. I can follow a leader who is truthful and transparent, regardless of their faults or my own. Lifting up others. I read a book a long time ago called Pushing Up People, I believe was the name of it, by a guy that I really respect. His name's Art Williams, and he was in another network marketing business. He had lots of faults, and but you know what? He was a very colorful person, and he owned up to his faults, and he just encouraged everyone to do better. And I believe that that's a must do to be successful in NeoLife and in most of life. We have to learn to value those around us. The Bible talks about preferring others above ourselves. And we all have to go to Jesus to follow his example on how to do that. There's goals. We have to make goals, and I'm not real good about making goals because I have too many things that sort of pop up and get in the way. But to have goals that are daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals that are thoughtfully written down, planned out, and committed to for us to perform. You can change them every day as often as you need to. And remember, there's a big difference between full-time, that's F-U-L-L time, and full-time, F-O-O-L time, right? When we're full-time working hard and getting the work accomplished, you can measure it, you can see it, and you can plan your future from what you're already doing. For instance, if it's our goal to hear 5 no's from people every day, well, you can tell if you haven't gotten any no's from anyone and it's now dinner time, if you're going to get your 5 no's, you got to get to work. And surely if you're hearing, probably 1 yes out of 10 no's would be, I think, not a bad average. You're going to be doing very prosperous business in this company. Not to mention helping lots of other people to get healthy and helping some to make some extra money. And of course, when you hear a no to, do you want to get healthier or do you want to make money? When they say no to that, you can always say, well, do you know someone who does? And almost everyone, whether they admit to it or not, would like to be healthier or make more money, and they surely know someone else who does. Try to be consistent. We have lots of vying for our attention, our energy, and our precious time. We can't do it all. Trust me, I've tried that over and over again, trying to do it all. It doesn't work very well, although I'm still trying to master this concept. But I can tell you that when we don't limit and say no to people on projects, or we don't prioritize, really quick, we're like that candle that's burning out because it's lit at both ends and it just doesn't last very long. Also, be nice to yourself in your consistency. Get rest when you need it, and do something special with that special someone. And of course, always eat lots of NeoLife. And to focus on income producing activities. I heard that from Louis, and I really liked that term because there's lots of things that we can do in this business I can watch lots of videos. I can try and, learn a ton about the science behind the products and everything. But there's two things that we have to do if we're going to actually be successful in this business. And one is picking up the phone, right? Knocking on doors. And when we go to visit someone, have it be not just a friendly, chatted up visit, but get down to business by saying, the reason I'm here today is, so that people know why we're there. Because sometimes it's hard to be there as a salesperson. We view that as trying to get people to do what we want them to do. In other words, be like manipulating them. And that is not what NeoLife is about. NeoLife is about us helping them, sharing with friends and family and strangers those things that they need in their lives. They're not getting it other places. And so it makes it very important for us to, yes, be a student of the business, but no matter how unprepared you might feel like you are, the other thing we all have to do is stumble forward, get out there and sometimes make a mess out of things, but stumble forward and then figure out how to get your mistakes right after the fact. And it sounds funny, but it works. So I just wanted to encourage you with that part of building up other people and not being afraid to go out and do the best you can with the gifts and the tools that you have right now. And that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah, this is being recorded, you guys. So if you want to,
Yes, nice.
if you want to get the tape of that and listen, because see, we all want to be director. We all want to be world team. There's tremendous benefits. And Jamie, I don't think he's missed not even 1 month at director, not even one. And he just had his best ever. He and Carol get people to events at their home, at all over the place, no matter where it is, convention, Hume Lake, they do it. So we can all learn a lot from Jamie. So thank you, Jamie, very much. Appreciate all you're doing.
You betcha. Thank you, Bob and John and Debbie for all your helps.
Yes.
And the rest of the team too. It's huge.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a tremendous team and their sponsors are outstanding. Their sponsors show a really good example because they got Jamie and Carol at a booth they were doing. So that's exemplary. That's what we're all supposed to be doing, getting out in the community. John and Debbie did that. And also John and Debbie have, just like Jamie and Carol, have never missed, never, since they became director. And also they've never missed a world team Sapphire qualification either. So I mean, that's the Grants Pass team. It's one of the best within our group. It's fantastic.
Grants Pass rocks.
Grants Pass rock, but the reason that Grants Pass rocks is because Jamie keeps pushing up people, which is us. He's right behind us, keeping us there.
And now you got Mara pushing up people too. So
Absolutely. Exactly right. Exactly right.
got a great team down there. Well, Allan and Nicole will probably be with us within about 10 minutes. So I'm going to jump in and run here because I want to share something with you. See, it's a 5-month run till convention. It's only 5 months, not even 6, a little over 5. So we're in a dead sprint for all those. How many want to be on stage at convention? Okay, I'll tell you what, Jamie has been on stage many times. Barbara, many times. Barbara doesn't just get on stage, she speaks from the stage. Josh will always give her the mic. He knows who to do. And let's see here.
Barbara
Leslie
lives on stage.
Yes, Leslie's been on stage many times. Daniel, tons of times. Daniel, are you there? Can I see you? If he's there. And Daniel, I'm going to need you to highlight my camera pretty soon. But anyway, you guys, convention is fun. being on stage is fun. And I'm going to show you something that if you do it, not only can you benefit tremendously financially, help a ton of people, but you end up being on stage. So I'm going to show this quickly. And is Daniel, can you highlight my camera? I got to wait for a second for him to do that. Probably doing something else right now. Well, let's see here. There we go. Thank you so much, Daniel. Okay, so I'm going to go through this really quickly. And this is just showing on how to structure your team. And I'm not sure why it's up and down. I thought it's supposed to be wide, so I'm not sure if I need to switch something here. I must have done something wrong with my camera, so I'll just try to keep it in. Okay, so when I started in our business, yeah, it's sideways. I'm not sure how to do this. I've never seen, like, it must be done something.
Can you tip your camera up and back?
Okay, yeah, I'll try that. Thank you, Marina. We think that might change. There it is. Let's see here. Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina, for watching. Okay, so when I started my business, I found somebody and I signed them up. And then I found another one and I signed them up. And then I found another one and I signed them up. And then I found another one and I signed them up. And another and signed them up. And another and signed them up. And this is called going wide, but not deep. And so most of the people in my personal team are first level. And so I got a nice wide team, and which does get volume, and which is good. You can make money and help a lot of people, but you won't produce directors. And it's good to develop directors for two reasons. One is you reach a lot more people, way more people, and your earnings are way higher too. So what you're supposed to do to get a nice deep team and a lot of directors, I learned this from Louis Smith. When I do the presentation for this person, I just say to them very simply, did you learn something? Was that valuable, beneficial? They say, yes. Then I say, who else do you know who needs to hear this? They say, well, there's a guy at work. There's a guy from church that we teach a class together. He needs it. And my sister needs it. So then next question is, can you get them on a Zoom call next Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday so we can show this information to them? Yes. So now we have a new level because he showed it to them. Then at the end of the presentation, we say to his three friends, was this valuable? Was that beneficial? And did you learn something? They say yes. And I say, who else do you need to know who needs that? Well, this one says my neighbor and my sister. And so, and this one says two of the guys at work on our coffee breaks, we talk about nutrition all the time. And this one says, well, I got three, one from my hiking club, one from my bike club, and one from work. So then you say, can you get those people on a Zoom call next Tuesday or Wednesday or Saturday? They say, yes. So now we're driving down here and we do that. And then when we get done, we say, was that beneficial, valuable, helpful to you? Yes. Who do you know who needs to see that? They say, well, I have my brother for sure. So can you get him on a call next Wednesday? And then this one says, I have two that want to, so can you get them on a call? Yes. So then we do the presentation and we say, was that helpful, beneficial, valuable? You learned something? Yes. And so you just keep going down, 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 down. And Louis told us that by the time you get to the 6th level, you now have an emerald director. And that's by the 6th level. And he said, if you keep going down, and all the best do this, Louis does this, Allan and Nicole do this, Josh Clark does this. You keep going down 10 levels deep. Louis said, you're going to hit a sapphire director. And, you know, interestingly enough, Barbara is a sapphire director and she is 10 levels deep from me. Oh, you can't see that. She's 10 levels down, just like Louis said. Now you might get that in the 1st or 2nd or 3rd level, but he said, if you keep going 10 levels down, you're going to hit a sapphire director. Now I saw a picture of Louis with his team in Hawaii. There were 10 sapphires in the picture. And that means that that group of people at the World Team event with him had an absolute minimum of $100,000 a month volume, 100 grand a month, just with those 10 sapphires. He has a lot more than that, but it's a minimum because you got to have 10,000 to be a sapphire. And there were 10 in the picture with him. So Louis said, you can go 8, 9, 10 wide, pick your 4 best and then start going down, drilling down. And he said, that's how you get directors. So for those of you who want to do two things, build lots of volume and impact many, many people, because we know 80% of Americans use vitamins, but they're using lousy stuff that have turpentine and petroleum in it and pine bark and algae, all this stuff that's just gross. They don't have the best. And we've got stuff that's non-GMO, all organic, human food chain, way better. So I just want to emphasize this. This is how I did my team. And then I learned from Louis that we want to start driving down deep. So I'm going to see who is paying attention here. We got about 4 minutes, I think, maybe till Allan and Nicole come on. Who wants to tell us? You can unmute and tell us, what do you do after you make a great presentation? What do you say to the person? Marina, can you tell us what you say after you make this presentation?
Did you find value, or what did you find it valuable? Was it helpful?
Yeah.
And then who do you know that also needs to hear it?
Yes. And then what's the next question after that?
Can you get them to a meeting next Tuesday or Wednesday or Saturday?
Yes, very good. So she got it. Barbara, can you tell me what you say to the person right here that you just did the presentation for? What do you say after the presentation?
Oh, after the presentation, I would ask them what do they like about it, and ask them if they have any other referrals, if they have somebody they can share with.
Yes. So we say, was that beneficial? Was that valuable? Did you learn something? And then the next question is, who do you know? Who needs to hear that information? Next question is, can you get them on a Zoom call Tuesday or Thursday, or you just get the time? And then at the end of that presentation, Doris, do you know what we ask them when they're done here?
The same question. Was it important? Was it valuable? Do you know anybody else who could use health?
Yeah, exactly. So, Mara, what we're saying here is we say, did you learn something? Was that helpful, valuable? Was that beneficial? Next question is, who do you know?
Who do you know?
Yeah, we don't want to say, do you know someone? We want to say, who do you know? I've done it, do you know anyone? And the answer is always no. So I've done that many, many times. So the correct way is, who do you know? Who needs to hear this? Who needs to hear this? And I'll tell you, the first time I tried this, because I'm kind of a newbie at this, because I already told you I did mine this way. The first time I tried it, after Louis told me, she spit out 2 names just like that. She said, okay, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, just that, it worked just perfect. And Brent, can you tell us what we say to him when we get done with our presentation?
Carry on the same conversation. Keep the conversation going.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I guess we have just a few minutes. So I'm going to tell you about what can happen if we just ask a simple question like how it can lead to business. I was at a place I had never been before last Saturday. I see Allan and Nicole are on, so I think I'm going to hold on that. Welcome, Allan and Nicole. Nicole, are you ready? If you need a few more minutes, we can hold off another minute or two, or maybe.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, Nicole's ready. Okay, so I will introduce Nicole, and I don't have the, I won't be introducing Allan, so I'm going to make just 2 quick comments about Allan, then I'll introduce Nicole. Allan is one of the most humble men I have ever met. I'm not going to say why, but I'll just tell you that. And humility is, I tell people, it's one of the most attractive character traits there is. And Allan is one of the most humble men I've ever met. He doesn't know this, but sometimes he'll leave a voicemail for me. I'm not sure the technology is a different type. And I'll listen to that over and over and over and over because it so nourishes me. And he's contributed so much to our team. I'll say something similar about Nicole. She doesn't know this either, but when she says something to me at an event, Sometimes it's just so special. I'll write it down so I won't forget it. And I've read her texts over and over and over too, because they're so life-giving. And so here's my intro for Nicole. And can you guys see me right now, or do you see Nicole, or do you see the chart here?
We see you, Bob.
We see you.
Okay, okay, good. So Nicole Blain is the wife of Allan, a mother of 6, a homeschool mom. She is remarkable, wonderful, cheerful, positive, intelligent, educated, informed, gifted, influential, and impacting. And she's a gracious, excellent communicator. She's a 4 Ruby, a member of the International President's Team. Please welcome an outstanding, wonderful individual that we are very, very blessed today to have present to us. Please welcome with me the amazing Nicole Blain.
That is the sweetest introduction I have ever received. I'm seriously in tears right now. I'm like trying not to
I was trying not to cry.
Wow, thank you, Bob.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
sweet.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to get to be here. I'm gonna let
Yes, a
Nicole take over
privilege.
this first few minutes here, the first half of our time or whatever. But I just want to say thank you for the introduction before I turn it back to her. And I thought you were talking about yourself, Bob, about humility.
Yeah, right?
Seriously.
Seriously.
I wasn't
Yes.
expecting you to say that about me, but that's certainly how I think everyone on this call must feel about you, because you are the epitome of humility.
Yes, I
And we're just
agree.
honored to get to be on here with you and your amazing team. I see like 30 people on here. That's so fun. And I'm excited about what Nicole has to share, and I'll come right behind her and share some things that you asked me to share as well. And then if we have any time, we'll stick around for a Q&A. So
Perfect.
I'm going to turn it back to Nicole. Thank you, Bob.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, Bob. I just want to say that our team is so blessed by you, and for your team to be on here. If you all knew how much I have our team always coming up to me and saying how much Bob has touched their life, and just what an inspiration he is and an encouragement. So I just want to let you know that, Bob, you bless us and our team. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I am going to talk today.
Here, I'll pull it.
Oh yeah. Alan's going to pull it out. We're on Alan's computer, and I don't know his computer well. I know my computer, so hopefully this works. All right. Glad I have his help. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to talk today about the power of the mind, or mind power. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is, growing up, I had a family member, it was my brother. And since then he's apologized, but he put me down, told me I would never make it in life, told me I was stupid and all these things. And so I truly believed it. And so when I went into this business, I felt like there's no way I could do it, because I believed all these things to be true of myself. Until I learned about the power of the mind, I was able to flip a switch and change all of that. And because of that, it's helped me so much in our business. So let's see, it's not working, not going to the next slide. Hold on, Alan's going to help me. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
Well, this slide's so beautiful. I don't know that we want to get off of it. I'll
He's
try.
so sweet.
I'll try.
Ah,
Okay, let's see.
so sweet.
There we go.
Okay.
I think you're in business.
All right. So how you understand and use your mind is predictive of how successful you're going to be in life, in this business, in anything. And the question I want to ask you today is, are you using your mind just to survive or thrive in life? Okay, I think we're good. I think some of us have heard this quote by Yogi Berra. It's a famous, famous quote. And he says, baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. So this business is no exception. It's either won or lost in the 6 inches between our ears. And I thought this was so interesting. Our DNA actually changes shape according to our thoughts. So as you think those negative thoughts about the future, the week ahead, what a person might say or do to you, even in the absence of the concrete stimulus, that toxic thinking will change your brain wiring in a negative direction and throw your mind and body into stress. Dr. Benson, MD, president of Harvard Medical School, at the Mind and Body Institute said that negative thinking leads to stress, which affects our body's natural healing capacities. And toxic thinking wears down the brain. Science and scripture both show how the results of our decisions pass through the sperm and ova to the next 4 generations, profoundly affecting choices and lifestyles. So how we think not only affects our own spirit, right? But also the soul and body, but also the people around us, the people that we love the most. And here's some staggering statistics. When you choose to allow your mind to dwell on negative thoughts, it can literally damage the brain. According to Dr. Carolyn Leaf, she's a neuroscientist, this can increase your chance of getting really sick in the next 12 months by 43%. And according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, he is a scientist who made great strides in understanding the effect of our thinking on our brain. Says a staggering 98% of diseases are related to lifestyle choices. In other words, our thinking, the way we think, increasing chances of damaging mind health, anxiety, depression, etc., by 75 to 98%. So I would say this is pretty important, wouldn't you? So not only taking your NeoLife supplements, getting good sleep, exercising, people don't realize the way we think, how important that is and how it could be, detrimental to your health. Now, you've all probably heard this. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And, there's universal laws that have been applied since the beginning of creation that are in effect, whether we understand them or not. An example would be the law of gravity. It's happening all around us. I could drop this marker and it's happening, right? And you could not see it and it's still happening, And so the power of the mind is like the same thing. It's happening. And professional athletes also now understand that universal laws relate to the power of the mind, which is why a portion of their training involves positive visualization. I just talked to Cody Hollister, who takes our NeoLife products, and asked him about it, and he does that. So even professional athletes like NFL players, they are doing this because they know the importance of positive visualization. This is a famous quote that Napoleon Hill said in his, actually in one of his books. It said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And this was one of the top 10 best-selling development books of all time. In fact, 1 million millionaires have claimed this book as the single most beneficial concept that led to their achievement of success. And we see this time and time again, people that are successful, they have the right mindset. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen this movie. I actually haven't, but some of our kids have and told me about it. And it's called 127 Hours. And anyways, it's about a guy he's an adventurer, a hiker, and he falls and a boulder falls on his arm and he gets stuck. And I think it's like he has 5 days. In the next 5 days, he has to examine his life, and consider his options and find a solution, which leads him to the choice to amputate his arm, cut off his own arm, which gets me weak, but to have to think about. But it just, scripture tells us you don't have a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind in 2 Timothy 1:7. And we are not bound by the physical. We control the physical. You just have to look at all the survival stories and those that have overcome the impossible, just like this guy. This was based on a true story. I don't know if I said that, which is mind blowing, but he had to have that mindset. It's like, I either die here or, I survive. So, which is incredible. So what you think about, what you believe to be true, what you believe is your reality, your body will do its very best to accomplish. And a great example of this is, a mother's introducing her child to someone. And she's like, and her name's Sally. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Sally is the shy one in the family. And you know, what is Sally going to end up, growing up? What is she going to end up thinking of herself? That she's the shy one in her family. And hold on, I'm having trouble. Hold on one second. I cannot see my notes. Right here, I have something covering it. Sorry, I'm not on my computer, so.
You're doing great. Awesome.
Thank you,
What
thank
is
you.
it?
Right here, I can't see because all this.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
Alan's helping me, sorry. If I was on my computer, it'd be a different story, but we thought we would share today.
Great.
So, so whatever you think about the most will grow. So the more the cycle moves with a particular thought, the stronger it grows. And in this case, like Sally. Okay, it's not going, hun. It froze. Sorry, everybody.
Problem.
We will make this work.
Yes, yes.
Is that where you're at?
I believe so. Yes, I am.
You trying to go to the next one?
Yes, thank you.
Should
All
be.
right. So this is how it works. Here's the picture of the brain. So we have approximately 4 billion neurons firing in the subconscious mind, and we have only 2,000 neurons firing in the conscious mind. So the conscious mind makes up 10%, and or the conscious mind, yeah, makes up 10%, and the subconscious mind makes up 90%. And the conscious, how it works is the conscious mind, that's where there's visions, plans, it sets goals for one's life. The subconscious, it keeps us safe with fears, hesitation, doubts, just to give you examples. And so where do you think the power is? It's in the subconscious mind, right? So did you know the subconscious mind doesn't even know truth from lies? Why is it that we could watch a movie? It could be a scary movie, a sad movie, we could cry. Or a scary movie, we could get scared and scream, even though we know that the movie isn't real, right? And so this is just proof that the subconscious mind doesn't know truth from lies. So we need to program our subconscious minds to believe what we want it to believe. So it's not what our parents told us. It's not what, like my brother told me, you're never going to make it in life, you're stupid. No. So what we get to program it, we are in control. We get to program it to believe what we want it to be. So it's kind of like this, by choosing how we think, we're redesigning the landscape of our brain. If that gives you a good visual, it's kind of like a tree, you know, a tree growing and with limbs. Your brain's creating new pathways all the time, but we are in control of that painting, is how I like to say it. So we must control our thoughts to control what it believes and ultimately what it does, and to take every thought captive. And this is in 2 Corinthians 2:5, it says, take every thought captive. This is an action. So we control what we want it to believe. We have free choice of our thoughts. If we choose not to take control of negative thoughts and don't proactively dwell on positive, it changes chemicals, proteins, and wiring of the brain that negatively affect its function. And scientists, interesting enough, are proving that the relationship between what you think and how you understand yourself, your beliefs, your dreams, your hopes, your thoughts, has a huge impact on how your brain works. All right, so this is how it works. You have a thought, and eventually those thoughts, if they're thought on long enough, they become words, either silently or out loud to yourself. And then those words become actions. And then those actions become habits. And then the habits become beliefs, and which becomes your ultimate destiny. And, you know, I can give you an example, maybe in this business, like, oh, people don't like me. So if you think on that long enough, and you're saying it to yourself, then it becomes an action. You're going to approach people in an insecure, whatever manner, and then that's going to become a habit. And then you're going to believe this to be true of yourself, which ultimately becomes your destiny, but we can change all of that. And let me ask you this. What is the first thing you choose to put in your brain upon starting your day when you wake up? Because this is really, really important because it sets the direction for the mind to follow each day. And for many, you know, it might be the news, social media, you know, the newspaper, television. And if it's negative, this is really going to affect our brain and how we start the day. And let me ask you this. What's the last thing you put in your mind before you go to sleep? Why the brain dreams, it regenerates and creates new pathways. And for most people, you know, before they go to sleep, it might be the nightly news, which is negative, especially in today's world that we're living in, even on social media. And another thing is that's really important is to give thanks in all circumstances. Like the Bible talks about in 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And there's a good reason the one that created us encourages us over and over again throughout the Bible to have an attitude of gratitude. Why? Because it affects us either positively with it or negatively without it. So I encourage you all to give thanks every morning. This is what I do before my feet hit the floor, is to give thanks every morning. And so the two things that I do is I give thanks for a handful of things every morning, and then also read my affirmation card, and preferably out loud. And you're probably wondering, well, what's an affirmation card? Well, here's an example of my affirmation card. And this is how I use my conscious mind to tell my subconscious mind what I want it to believe and do. And you can see some of them. It might be hard to see. I don't know if y'all could see that, but like number one, I'm always thankful. And then I do what's right. I'm patient. I seek opportunities to serve others. I treat others as I want to be treated. I'm efficient with my time. So that's just to give you a couple examples. I love myself. I believe in myself. I'm safe and secure. I track good things. I'm a leader. I'm healthy and vital. I sleep well. I'm massively productive. I use confidence, and so on. Here's, I thought I would post this, our children's affirmation. Even some of our children get this. And so one of our young adult children, she actually just made a post recently, and here are some affirmations she posted on the one on the left. And the one on the right is our adorable 14-year-old. I just saw this about 2 weeks ago. I went up to her bathroom because I had to throw out the trash, and I saw all her affirmations written down on the mirror. It was really cute. Like, I will get straight A's. I will have a great track season, and so forth. It was really cute. So I had to take a picture of it and show it to you all. So you want to write the goal is to write your affirmations down. You want to keep them in the present tense, like I am a leader. I am this, you know, avoid all negative words, no, not, won't. And then you want to keep them personal. This is just for you. And you want to be precise, keep them brief, and keep them possible. And only share your goals and affirmations with those that will be 100% supportive, and be persistent and consistent. That is huge. I did my affirmations for 1 year. Some people, I've read this book. It's incredible. I don't know if you saw our recent reel, but I showed the book that I love so much. It's called Switch on Your Brain, and it's by Dr. Carolyn Leaf, and I highly recommend it. But what was I going to say with that? Oh my goodness, I was going somewhere. Oh yeah, she talks about a 21-day detox, and that it takes 21 days. But for me personally, I felt like, 1 year is how long I had to go with it, not 21 days. So a little bit longer than that. But, you could set it for however long you want, but I highly recommend doing it for a year. And anyways, thank you for letting me share. I think that if you apply this, doing your affirmations, you're going to definitely see changes. I have seen changes in the area of having more confidence. And then also another thing I forgot to mention is I never wanted to speak on stage. I just wanted to faint, fall over, my knees would buckle, and I would just want to faint. And I feel like, I have overcome that thanks to doing these affirmations. So I feel like I have grown as a leader in actually a lot of areas because of doing these affirmations. They are powerful. So I will let Allan share. Thank you, Bob.
That was so excellent. More excellent.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
Outstanding. Excellent. Thank you so much, Nicole.
I'll let him go
you.
over time.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
Nicole.
so
You're welcome.
to introduce Allan, we have one of our top wonderful leaders going to introduce him. So Daniel, are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So our next speaker is not only a good friend, but also a great mentor for myself and many others. It's always a joy to hear him speak. Allan Blain and his lovely wife, Nicole, have 6 children, all boys except 5. And prior to getting involved full-time with NeoLife, Allan was a state policeman, has done construction, been the CEO of a large real estate firm, among other things, I'm sure. Allan's family had used the products for around 16 years when they finally decided to start promoting them with the goal to be able to have time freedom and more flexibility with their schedule, especially for family events. Within 16 months working part-time, Allan and Nicole were able to reach 3 Ruby level and over 6 figures a year from NeoLife alone. They have been the #1 team in North America, and members of their team have as well. Today, they continue to lead one of the most successful, strongest, and fastest growing teams in NeoLife. And today, Allan is going to be playing the saxophone, tap dancing, and riding a unicycle. Oh wait, that's not supposed to be in here.
Wow.
No, we are incredibly blessed to have this opportunity to listen, learn, and grow this morning. So please help me give a warm welcome to Allan Blain.
Woo-hoo!
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Saxophone, tap dance. What else am I doing? I forgot already.
Riding a unicycle. Yeah.
Oh,
Move the
okay.
camera back a little bit for that one.
Well, I will tell you that I tried riding a unicycle. I've not been able to get further than maybe 1/2 of a turn on a pedal before I fell. Saxophone, I've never tried. Tried a trombone for a little bit in 5th grade. I failed at that as well. Dancing, let's see. Tap, you said. I did take Intro to Dance 101 in college, my sophomore year. And it was tap, jazz, and ballet. My friend and I thought we would be the only guys in the class. And we were, except for Bussy, our other friend, who heard we were taking it, so he jumped in too. So we were the only 3 guys in the class. Met a really cute girl that was had a great personality. It wasn't Nicole in that class, and we started having a ball those first couple weeks. It was fall semester of 1991, and anyway, about 2 weeks into the class, she's like, man, she told Josh, not Josh Clark, but Josh, my friend, other friend, and me, well, you got to meet my sister. We're like, sister, this is perfect. Let's meet your sister. So she took us across campus and introduced us to Nicole Johnson, now Nicole Johnson Blain, her stepsister, who was getting out of an English class. And Nicole comes out, and her stepsister Tara had me on one arm, Josh on the other, and said, look, Nikki, I've got 2 bodyguards. And Nikki goes, Nicole goes, I want a bodyguard, or I don't have a bodyguard, or something like that. And I dropped Tara and I said, I will be your bodyguard. And the rest was history. So I do know a little bit about tap, jazz, and ballet. I think I failed that class too, though, but it was worth it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great story.
That's a great story.
All right. Well, hey, Bob, thank you so much for the introduction, and welcome everybody. It's fun to see everybody on here. I love getting to stand on the sidelines over on the bench there and listen to Nicole share what she shared. And I think that's so important. Just controlling our thoughts. I've said many times that I know this business is simple. Some think it's hard, some think it's easy, but I do know it's simple. And I know sometimes it feels hard for me and sometimes it feels easy for me, but I do know it's simple. And what makes it really hard is the 6 inches between our 2 ears when we get that messed up. And so I think that's really critically important and foundational to everything. What I want to share on, or what Bob asked me to share on, really kind of ties into that, or that ties into what I want to share, because Bob asked me to share what are the 2 or 3, whatever most important things to for a new promoter that a new promoter should do. I think I got this right, Bob, to grow a successful business. And I said, yeah, I'd love to share on that. And so I want to jump right into it. And the first 2 things that came to mind, and there, there's lots of things that are important, but the first 2 things that came to mind are, what would I tell a new promoter? What's the 2 most important things? It's the same thing I would tell an old promoter, not old in age, maybe, but old in, a veteran promoter, someone who's been around the business a while, like many of us on the call probably have, is number 1, build your belief. And number 2, recruit / sponsor, whatever you want to call it. We'll use the word recruit. Build your belief and sponsor. Okay. So then the next question the new person's going to be thinking, if they don't say it, is, how do I build my belief? But before I go there, recruiting and sponsoring, it is the lifeblood. And I know this probably, is not going to be new to some of you, but it bears repeating and hearing again for myself, first and foremost, and for everybody that wants to impact lives and build a business. Sponsoring is the lifeblood of this business. It always will be the lifeblood of your business, period. Whether you're brand new, whether you've been doing it for 50 years, doesn't matter. We should never stop recruiting so long as we want to keep growing. If we're ready to stop growing, and by the way, we're either growing or dying, so I choose to keep growing till the day I die. But in the context of our business, if we want to stop growing our business, then we could potentially stop recruiting, but we should never stop recruiting if we want to keep growing our impact, our income, our organization. I see so many people stall out, and y'all probably can relate with this if you've been around a while. You look around at even NeoLife North America, and it's probably this way worldwide. You see a lot of people never make it to Director, Emerald, Sapphire. True, that's true. They never put in the work and stay consistent long enough to get it. Otherwise they would, because I think everyone can do it. But a lot of people that get there stall out somewhere between Director and Sapphire, Director, Emerald, Sapphire, right in there. And I think the reason why, because I said on Monday's leadership call, I believe everybody, almost everybody, I'll say nearly everybody, there could be some exceptions, I'm sure there are, could make a 6-figure a year income in NeoLife, probably a 6-figure a month income in NeoLife, if you or I had to. If our child's life depended on it, if our life depended on it, we probably could all do it. At least a 6-figure a year income, if not a lot more. But the reason I think most don't do it is because we don't have to. It's a $75, it's not a $75 business, but only costs us $75, or in our case, $49, 22 years ago, to start. And so all that to say, I could say a lot about a lot of things. I'm getting off track here, is that a lot of people stall out at that Director to Sapphire level. And I think the reason why is because, and this isn't talking necessarily to the new person, this is talking to the rest of us, is that because what it took to get there is recruiting. And we started recruiting because we were enthusiastic and we were excited in the beginning. And we had to have some level of success doing that. And what's interesting is that duplicates. And we get to Sapphire, or Director to Sapphire Director, and then many of us stall out there. And I think the reason why is we get a little bit of recognition, we get a little bit of money, we get a little bit of success, we get a little bit of, whatever team to manage. I know Bob's done such a great job of talking about the 3 phases of business. I think it's 3. You've probably all heard it. If not, Bob, you need to bring that back to stage, because that is amazing, but it ties right in with this. But is that we get a little bit of success, a little bit of money and all this stuff, and we stop adding the key ingredient in the soup recipe that got us to Director or Sapphire, and that was recruiting. Bottom line. And once we take that out and start managing our team and managing our paper and pay people and cleaning up our desk and all the other stuff we do, the business starts to decline, at best stagnates. And so that's why I say recruiting and sponsoring is number 1, to one of the top 2 things. The second thing I mentioned in the first, I'm saying them in reverse now, but the number 1 thing I said was build your belief. Why is this so important? It's because people don't hear the words of our song as much as they hear the music in our voice. I don't know. I've heard some saying like that. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but said another way, we see people with belief and enthusiasm, and they have enthusiasm because they have belief, go out and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't even know what they're talking about. And they're building a massive business quickly. And there's other people, on the other hand, that know everything about everything and dot their I's and cross their T's and say all the words right and pronounce phyto defense, instead of pronouncing it photo defense, like the person that doesn't even know what it's called. It does, but has enthusiasm, and people hear the music in their voice because they have belief, and the other person knows all the right answers, but they don't have the belief, and it doesn't connect with the person. And if it was, I'll just encourage us all with this, that if it was all about more knowledge, it's not about more knowledge, it's about more belief. Because if it was more, and I'll prove it to you, hopefully, if it was about more knowledge, if it was more knowledge that built our businesses. I had someone just this week, an Emerald director, used to be a Sapphire, now they're an Emerald. And he was telling me, and they've been basically out of the business for a couple of years, an example of not recruiting, what I was sharing a minute ago. And I was sharing what exciting things that's happening and exciting times we're in. I don't want them missing out on this. And they want it. They've always wanted it, but not bad enough to work for it the last couple of years. And he goes, yeah, I just need to get more knowledge. I just need to plug back in and learn more. And I encouraged him. I said, no, it's not about plug back in. Yes. Learn more. Yes, definitely. But that's not what you're missing. And we had that talk. But the reason why I say it's not what we're missing is because, you know, there's many others that have been doing this a lot longer than us. There's many others that know a whole lot more of the science and the products than we do. And others even newer than us. You know, I mean, there's many others that know more than people newer than even us. We've been building this business almost 7 years now. There's people that have a lot of initials after their last names, PhDs, MDs, RNs, all this stuff. I don't have any initials after my name, neither does Nicole, but we have larger businesses than a lot of those people. In fact, most of those people at this point. And there's so many examples of that. You know, you look at, I don't know of one North American president's team. I'm not saying there isn't. I just don't know of one North American president's team member that has initials after their name besides Dr. Carmack. And maybe there's others, but the point is this, the majority don't, and the majority of world team members don't. And so it's not more knowledge that we need. We learn about the products, and I love hearing the science, and I loved hearing what I heard at Rally from Dr. Beck and others. Why? Not so I can regurgitate it all, so that my belief and my team's belief is built up to have our bulletproof armor man, Superman suit on to go out there and face the world around us and have the confidence and the belief in our products. You know, and so belief really is our greatest ally. And I believe, tying back into even Nicole's talk, a lack of belief is our worst enemy. You know, we got to have belief in the products, rock solid belief in the company, in the industry, that network marketing actually works, and people do, that it actually works if you work it, and people actually do succeed in it. We have to have that belief. We have to have the belief, not just in general, but then we have to apply it to us. We have to believe we are if dyslexic person and insecure person and introverted, shy person, Allan, and, you know, all these other examples of people, if they can do it, well, then of course I can do it. That's the kind of belief we need to have in ourselves. And that if other people can make whatever it is we want to make, impact wise and income wise in this business, then why can't we? We have to believe that we would be able to do that too. And others we offer to invite us on this mission in business would be able to do that too. So that leads to kind of the second part of what I want to talk about tonight. Those two things, the key things Bob asked me to share, and that's my answer to him and to you all. Those are the two key things. I think belief and recruiting is, well, how do you get them? How do you do them? And so that's what I want to kind of wrap it up with, is how do you do those things? How do you do the recruiting? How do you get the belief? It comes back to the 3 daily success habits. And I know most of us have probably heard it. I don't know how many new people are on this call, this breakfast or gathering of champions, but it bears repeating, because we need to be reminded of this all the time. I know I do. Number one, be a product of the product. And we can hear that. And even those of us that heard it before, it's like, well, I've heard that before. Okay. I was challenging my daughter the other day. It's one thing to say you've heard it, you know, she was saying how she had heard kind of the same thing over and over again at a particular event that she goes to regularly. And I'm like, I know, but let me ask you this. Would I challenge people at our retreats and our team, myself, am I doing it? Okay, I might have heard it 20 million times, but am I doing it? Am I living it? Could I teach it? Am I an example of it? Those are better questions to ask than have I read this before? Have I heard this before? Okay, so being a product of the product is what it means to me is we not only that we use the product consistently, that's being a product of the product, but that we're on a health journey. That no, we don't have to look like we stepped out of the centerfold of some fitness magazine. No, we don't have to put that pressure on us. Most of us will never look like that anyway, but we need to be on a health journey. We need to be a walking billboard for NeoLife, that we radiate the things, or we're on the journey to radiate in the things. We're on the path. We may not be at the destination, but we're on the path. That's all we need to be, is on the path. That needs to be evident to people, and we need to be sharing our story. This is what being a product of the product means to me. We need to be sharing our story. We need to be sharing our journey. We need to be vulnerable. We need to be humble enough to share our weaknesses and our challenges on the journey, but positive enough to share that we've got a hope and a purpose and a destination and a plan and a better future. And so that we can draw other people in. That's what being a product of the product means to me. The second part of that is we need to share NeoLife. Okay, what does that mean? Share NeoLife. Used to Josh and the company used to say, share the product. Be a product of the product. Number 2, share the product. I asked them to change it a couple of years ago. I go, share the product. Great. That's part of sharing NeoLife. We also have an amazing business opportunity. People are on their knees at night. They don't know about, they're on their knees at night praying to God or whoever they might be praying to for a solution to their debt, to their job loss, to the state they're stuck in, and they want to move out of it, they can't, or their mask mandates at work, or their vaccination mandate that's coming down the pike, or whatever their reason to get on their knees and pray for a solution. And we all have that miracle in our mouth. It's called a NeoLife business. And so, where was I going with all that? Sharing NeoLife means sharing the products and the business wherever we hear the need, or we find out, like a gold miner. We don't just dig where we know there's gold. We're going to dig and ask and find out if there's a need, right? We're going to ask questions. It means expanding our network. Sharing NeoLife means, to me, expanding our net, and hopefully it means this to everybody, expanding our network, making new friends, online and offline, not talking to the same 7 people over and over and over again, wondering when someone's going to join, starting new conversations with them, starting new conversations with old friends and old acquaintances, asking great questions, listening really well, asking the $1 million question. You ready for it? This is how simple the business is. Are you open to taking a look at blank, a solution to that time that you wish you had more with your kids, to the solution to that energy problem you just shared with me, whatever. Are you open to looking? Are you open to taking a look? Super simple. And then we need to invite those that say, yes, I'm open, and follow up. And I can't talk about sharing NeoLife without saying what I believe with all there's a saying out there I've heard, don't be a fool, use a tool. And I believe that with all my heart. So we don't have to be the spokesman. We can just be the message. We don't have to be the message. We can be the messenger, delivering the message, point guiding and directing them to the information. We can be the educator, really the what do you call it? Like a tour guide. And so there's another word I want to grab, but I can't think of it. But we're the guide. Maybe that's it. Just we're the guide. We're going to guide them to the information, to get the information they need to educate themselves so they can sell themselves. We don't have to be salespeople. It's awesome. System. You've heard the acronym for system. I love the system we have. With the ATM system, we've got 2 amazing Facebook groups, the Healthy Living Community for customer prospects, the Ideal Business NeoLife for business prospects, both of them for business prospects, right? Business prospect obviously is a customer prospect too, always. Doesn't work the other way around, but always. Someone's interested in the business, they're going to get ATM'd in both Facebook groups. Someone's interested in the products, they're going to get ATM'd in the Healthy Living group. We have an awesome system, great videos, a 3 for free. I mean, did you hear me share this Monday on the leadership call? Almost 20% of our organization purchases products from a customer. I mean, if that doesn't excite me, I don't know what else will. Almost 20% of our sales come from referrals of customers telling other customers. That's what that means. It's incredible what we have. But anyway, we've got a great system. We just need to use that. Okay, that's sharing NeoLife in a nutshell. And the third and the final daily success habit of the 3 is personal development. By the way, let me back up. 3 daily success habits. Number 1, be a product of the product. That's going to build belief. When we're using the products, getting results, because we're walking the walk and talking the talk, it's going to build our belief. When we, 2, share NeoLife, it's going to also, that's how we recruit. Okay. So we cover belief, we cover recruit by these 2 things. Sharing NeoLife is how we recruit. It is also how we build belief, because the 2 feed each other. When we talk to people and we hear, no, 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 I'm not open, and we get a yes, and we get a sign up, and we get a product story or a business story or someone that made their first check, you know what that does to your belief? Shoots it through the roof. So it all feeds each other. A lack of action and a lack of recruiting, you know what that does to belief? Kills it. It kills it. So the solution to all this is action and recruiting. Okay. It'll build the belief. They all feed each other if we get in action. The third, though, of the 3 daily success habits is personal development. Nicole's talk essentially, right? Anything that's going to be building up and renewing our mind and giving us a proper perspective, a positive perspective on everything, on our life, our health, our future, our relationships, our business, everything, our belief in everything. All right. So how do we do personal development? What does that mean? Since I defined my definition of number 1, be a product of the product, I defined my definition. Number 2, share NeoLife. My definition of personal development or self-development, whatever you want to call it, personal growth. Number 3 is reading good books. Good books on really 2 things is how I, in my mind, categorize it, because this is in addition to the time I spend in the Bible, God's word. Okay. Yes, that's personal growth and development of the ultimate kind. And yes, that's mindset development of the ultimate. But when I come into this category, it is for me, mindset in addition or outside of God's word. Okay. Mindset, but it's got to be congruent and consistent with God's word, but mindset stuff, good books, and application and other books on that are teaching application of network marketing skills and techniques that we need to use to go build a business. Okay. Give you an example of that one, GoPro. An example of mindset book. I'd have to look at my books over here, and nothing's coming to mind really, really quick. Well, Nicole mentioned one right here. Super good. Okay. Mindset to get our mindset right. Audios, more personal development things. I love listening to audios. It's free. YouTube, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, a couple of my favorites. Those 2 guys will change my stinking thinking in a heartbeat, literally about 5 minutes into any one of their recorded audios on YouTube. Podcasts I love, like MLM Nation, that Nicole and I were fortunate enough to be featured on back in, I think, 2017, episode 379, if you ever want to go back and hear that one. But there's been 600 and some odd interviews of top 6 and 7 figure leaders on that podcast. You get some mindset, and you get some of those application of network marketing skills doing that. Of course, NeoLife events, our personal growth and development. Rally just happened. Our team retreats happen in April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We're 83% sold out for that. So if you want to join us, get your tickets, wbretreat.com, as in Wisdom Builders, wbretreat.com. I know Bob's going to be there, and several others of you usually come. So we love having you. Convention coming up in Nashville. Did you hear? Yesterday, it's 93% sold out. Convention in Nashville, 93% sold out. It'll be sold out long before July, and they will not have more seats. I mean, it's full house. New promoters, by the way, will get to buy their 1 or 2 discounted tickets in their first 30 days, right up to convention, even after it's sold out. FYI, side points. Okay. But convention, these are also personal development growth things. These are things that build our belief. Personal growth and development, being a product of the product, things that Nicole talked about. All right. So in closing, summary, 2 most important things Bob asked me to share for a new person wanting to build a business: belief and recruiting. And how do you get better at both of these things? How do you grow your belief and get better at recruiting? By doing. by doing. And I hope that's helpful. I hope it's encouraging. It's really simple, but for some reason, sometimes hard to do. So I think all these pieces coming together, being a product of product, sharing NeoLife and personal development are critical in having success in this business. I hope that was helpful, Bob. Is that somewhat what you were looking for there?
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. I took a lot of notes. And Allan, is it okay if we do Q&A like you said? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know how much time you're going to keep people on, but we probably have another, maybe at least 10 minutes we can spare, maybe 15 if needed.
Okay. Why don't we do at least 10, and then I'll after that I'll do recognition. But you guys, I told you when we were promoting this, this is just unbelievable opportunity because Allan and Nicole have one of the fastest growing teams out there. So it's very gracious and kind of them to come on and share their expertise, their wisdom and skills. And so you guys have at it, ask them, because they're rare, very rare people, outstanding leaders. So who has a question they'd like to ask Allan and Nicole?
I do, Bob. It's Mara.
Okay, Mara, go for it.
Hi, Allan and Nicole. This is Mara from Grants Pass. I was wondering, I've had one of my promoters come across that they were told that NeoLife is nothing but like one of those pyramids. What when someone says something to you like that, what is the advice that you have for that?
Yeah, I don't get that very often, but I love getting it because to me it's real simple. It's, oh no, NeoLife's definitely not a pyramid scheme. We've been in business for 63 years with a spotless track record. I mean, that's my simple answer. And most anybody's going to go, oh, okay. I mean, really, truly, because they don't even understand what they're even meaning by that pyramid, so that's my simple answer. And if somebody, I would guess 9 out of 10 times that's going to take care of it. But on the off chance someone's like, no. Okay, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm sure they're legal and all that. And they've been around for 6 decades. But like one of those pyramid things, like one of those pyramid things, I would always just ask questions like, what do you exactly mean by pyramid things? Because I'm not sure I understand. And the reason why I say that is I don't understand. I mean, pyramid is the strongest structure on the planet. There's structure standing today that are pyramids, right? Pyramid is the organizational structure of our government. It's the organizational structure of every company. It's the organizational structure of every school district. I mean, it's not the pyramid per se that's a problem. So I don't really know I think I know what they mean, but honestly, I've got so many answers back to the open-ended question of what exactly, I want to answer your question, but I guess I don't really know what you mean by pyramid then, because a pyramid scheme's illegal. We're not illegal. We've been in business 60 years. What do you mean by pyramid? And then listen, because you'll hear a variety of things. And if it goes the way you might think it goes, which it doesn't always go, but if it does go like, well, one of those things like my uncle was involved in one of those Amway things or whatever, and they lost a bunch of money and worked it for 5 years and never made any money. But what if it goes that way, which it doesn't always go that way, then it's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I might say, it's not everybody has great experiences in it. And not everybody has great experiences with every bank they've ever dealt with, or every car dealership they bought from, or every home builder, or anything, doctor, that's just kind of unfortunate. But NeoLife's an amazing company. I mean, something like that. Or what you sometimes will get is, well, what do you mean by pyramid? Well, I don't know, like my uncle did one of those things or whatever. Or if they just come out with something negative, I like to just say, man, it sounds like you've had a really bad experience with whatever it is, something in the past, tell me about that. And that just disarms people. It's like, oh, you really care to hear my story? Let me share my story. They vent, they share their story. And then we talk about what NeoLife really is. And it's like, okay, we can actually have an intelligent conversation. Emotions are down, that they know I care. And half the time people will be like, oh, no, well, I don't really have a story. I just I've heard people say negative things like pyramid things, and I don't even really know what they're talking about. Go, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about either. I mean, NeoLife's solid. I don't know. So it can go a few different ways, but I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Barbara has one, looks like.
I have a
Barbara.
question. Nice to see you, Nicole and Allan. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You too, Barbara.
Great job at Rally.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, I'm planning to go to Best Buy in about 2 hours. So I want you to role play, and for others who may, because sometimes you read scripts of what you will do when you approach, etc. But if you and Nicole could role play for us, please, and when you walk into a store and you, whoever wants it, whatever, what do you do? And just give us a scenario in the real world instead of reading a script. So others on the thing. So because I'm very visual, so I just wanted to get it. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great thing you just
Yeah.
asked. The harder thing is to actually do it, only because like it would be easy if you just put a camera, you just followed us around with a camera and we send her into a
Because every
store and let her
scenario is
do it
different.
with some stranger.
Mhm.
No problem. Or me in a store with a camera and a stranger that if they couldn't see the camera, no problem. But to do it fake wise, it's really hard. So bear with us, okay?
Yeah. Wait,
Mhm.
would it be for business or product?
Let's say for business or
Business.
both. Or you could put both. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. business.
Whichever.
Who do you want to
No, he's good with business.
who do you want
He's
to be the
business.
prospect?
I want you to be the prospect. I want Nicole
I
because
knew
of
you were gonna
course-
say that. I was just trying to get out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So starting a conversation
Okay,
with a
that's
complete
what we got.
stranger?
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
a scenario with a
Yes.
complete
Yeah.
stranger. I'm a stranger
Yes.
to her. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
This is weird.
Am
but
I
okay.
working at Best Buy? It was Best Buy, you said?
Best Buy. I'm getting.
I'm at Best Buy. Okay.
All right.
Well, you want me to start off?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I could start off sneezing. I have allergies really bad.
No,
Oh,
I'm the prospect.
Oh, you're the prospect.
Yeah. No wonder we're both staring at each other. You did want her to be the prospect. I mean, me to be the prospect, right, Barbara?
Yes.
I'm the
Yes.
prospect. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
the prospect.
Oh, you're the prospect.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is business, not
Yes.
product. Okay. All right. So then you would start off.
I would.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
You can pick up a scenario. I don't know.
Well, here's what I want to say. It's really, it's everybody kind of does things differently, but how I like to do it is to compliment. I like to start conversation when I can. You can't always.
Yeah.
There's not always something to compliment about. And sometimes it'd be very awkward if I'm just walking around complimenting other women, depending on how I'm doing it and what I'm complimenting them on, or vice versa, right? Her just walking up to a complete stranger and just dropping a compliment on me, it could not probably come across the right way. So it is very awkward to kind of get started in a hypothetical, but let's try if we can get going, we'll be fine. Let's say
because we like to get to know them first. Like I could give you an example. I'm still working with someone, my nail lady. You know, she did my nails and I'm like, are you open to looking at the business? But first I got to know her and find out a little bit about her. She has 2 jobs.
okay,
And
I
she's
got let's
exhausted.
go.
Okay.
So we don't run out of time.
Gotta get it
I'll
going.
be the checkout guy. I'll be the checkout guy. How you doing today, ma'am? You think this is a great item? It's awesome, whatever it is. I don't know. That's a good. These are great. These are great. And I'm ringing you up.
You're ringing me up. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow, you are such a positive, upbeat guy. Oh my goodness, you must really love your job.
You know, I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, I
It's
can
just like-
definitely tell you're a people person, and oh my goodness, I'm actually looking for upbeat, positive, energetic people, and you just fit that description. As far as, you know, in my business and what I do, I'm looking exactly for something like that. I don't know, would you be open to looking at what I do?
And a lot of times if she didn't even ask that, I'd be like, huh, what do you do?
I'm just trying to go
You
quick,
know?
yeah.
But yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you do? I'm not, maybe.
So I work for an international company. We're in over 50 countries. It's health and wellness. And I can show you a little bit about what I do. I could just take down your name and number and send you a quick video that explains, you know, what I do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess
Okay.
you're not hitting on me or anything. No, kidding.
No, I'm happily
yeah.
married. I already told you about, I'm
Okay.
happily married and have kids.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'll check it out. Sure.
Okay. But it's so hard doing this because I want to get to know the person first and find out, like pull out some different things like, okay, are you married? Do you have children? You know,
So you consider that a cold market. So because you said something interesting, I like that. I work with a company, international company. So
Yes.
because I just want to know what, because you don't have that time. You never met him. He's just there, but you
Yeah.
notice he's been upbeat. So you complimented that. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to, just to get an idea when I walk in there today, what do I,
Yeah,
how do I do
look for, I would definitely look for something that you like, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna buy something, so I'm hoping somebody can help me, but I just want to get
Yeah.
that vibe on what
Yeah.
to say, international market, and say less and just share.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
for my
easiest-
clients that are on, my customers,
Yeah,
promoters
that's-
that are on. Mhm.
That compliment is the easiest way, but it's hard to know in a scenario like Nicole said, if you
It's
have the,
different every time.
and when you're in a
too.
store, or you're in any environment, you kind of read like, how much time do I think I have when I start this conversation? Am I checking
Yeah.
out and there's a line behind me?
Yeah.
I know I've got 1 to 2 minutes
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at VCRs, where did that come from? It's like when I say MapQuest.
Old school.
I'm gonna MapQuest that address. What's MapQuest? Oh, let's see. What was it? I'm looking
Well,
at
yeah.
TVs or something. I don't know. I'm in Best Buy. I'm looking at the TVs, computer monitors or whatever. And someone's also on the aisle like, hey, do you know which monitor? Like, do you know anything about these things? Are these any good? And you can start a conversation. Now I know, unless they rush off, as long as I do a good job, if they're not late for an appointment, I've got probably as much time as I need to get to know this person and talk to them.
Yeah, and a good example is Jen Case. I think some of you might know Jen Case. I did not have a lot of time. I was at a coffee shop. I was in line. There's other people in line. I did not have a lot of time with her. And of course, it was the products I shared first, right? But I saw something in Jen Case, and I think, Bob, you would agree with this. She is dynamite with the most outgoing personality, right?
And sweet.
And so I didn't have time to compliment her right then and there. But when I sent her the information, Jen Case, I gave her a compliment in my text, right? And then I invited her over to my house, because people do not do that nowadays. There's not a lot of people that are, have the hospitality. So I invited her over, and then that's when I asked the question. I invited her to look at the business right away. Hey, would you want to? And so I opened up my computer, and she's like, yes.
Which could be done at a coffee shop if someone doesn't invite a guy over to their house or whatever.
Every scenario is different. And I'm so glad that I did that. I invited her over. So in that case, with Jen Case, it was important to have that relationship, to be invited over to my house, to see, wow, okay, these are real people that do this, full time. And of course, you don't have to do it full time, part time, but you got to be all in, that's for sure. And that's one thing she said, like, you guys are all in, like, I want to be part of this. So anyways, yeah, she's a really good example of that.
Thank you, Nicole and Allan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Who else wants to ask a question?
I have a question.
Okay, let's go for it.
Hi, I actually put a question out on the, I think it was the promoters only page, and Allan did answer it. So thank you so much for doing that. But it was about a lady who's actually already involved in another company. And so I was asking if anyone knew about her company and her product specifically. But my question is, so the article that you linked to was great. And I read it through for myself, but I was a little concerned about sharing anything like that with her, because it was basically revealing how her products aren't going to be as high quality as ours. And I thought that's probably not the best approach, but she's actually really, really working her current business. So what would be your next step in that conversation?
Your wise, is it Marina or Marina? Marina, sorry. I see your name on Facebook and all, but I didn't know how to pronounce it. Okay, Marina. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
sweet.
So yeah, you're wise not to share that with them, because it rarely ever is beneficial to show somebody something written up that essentially slams their company.
Yeah.
Right. It's just,
if
they're happy where they're at, it's the worst way to try to get somebody. It just
they'll
doesn't
be on
work.
the defense.
but it's helpful to know for ourselves. We've got an article on Juice Plus, an article on different companies, and it's rare that we will show it with someone who's just sold out drinking the Kool-Aid for their company. because that's not the right timing. They're not open. They're not open. So it doesn't matter if it's true. They're not open. So to answer your question though, is I'm just trying to think if I'm in that scenario, because I've got plenty of people like that.
Well,
I've got
we've
friendships
invited
with,
them on our calls and stuff.
yeah, yes, good
Which
point.
is good, which is kind of funny, but
Yeah.
we invite them. Hey, you want to be on our training calls?
Yeah.
We want to help your business. Like we try to add value
Yeah,
into their lives, which
that's
sounds
good.
crazy, but they remember it.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know what? I know you're happy where you're at. You're happy where you're at. We've had Nicole and both have had so many of these conversations. You're happy where you're at with Modera. You're happy where you're at with Juice Plus. You're happy with your at with that lady in Life Vantage. Whatever. You're happy where you're at. I wish you all the best success. You know what? In fact, we are huge fans of this industry, huge fans of network marketing, and we are cheering you on, hoping all of your wildest dreams come true. Seriously. And if there's anything we can do, think about this. Think if you were her and I was you, and I told you this, because you're already married to your company right now, like she is, right? Okay. And I say, if there's anything, Marina, sorry, we can do to help you and support you, maybe there's nothing we can do, but if there's anything we can do, let us know. I don't care if you're in another company. In fact, we've got Team to Retreat coming up in April. You're more than welcome to come to it. You'll learn some stuff you can apply to your own business. Seriously. They're amazing. Now, if you've ever been to one of our retreats or other retreats, you could speak. You can speak to it without being there. You can ask Bob, but then you can speak to it with confidence, saying you're going to walk away with so much value and tools and techniques and mindset training and things that you can go apply in your business. And I hope you kill it. Now, all of a sudden, the best form of sales, and this is for all of us in other scenarios, the best form of sales is education. It's the best form of sales. We all do it all the time. The people that are given the value. Okay, I don't know why this came to mind, Eric Worre, but someone who's out there just giving value. And they're like, hey, by the way, I'm selling a GoPro event. I'm selling a course. I'm selling a this. Sold, right? It's the best form of sales is education. So it's like we can use the same strategy, and it's not a strategy like of using people. It's like serving people. It's caring about people. It's like, I'm cheering you on. And all of a sudden now, do you think her defenses go down? It's not, you're not trying to sell her and convince her and twist her arm and sell her on why NeoLife's better. But in the process, you're going to get lifted up because it's like, she's going to view you as a leader now. And it's like, you're bringing back, you don't have to be the one doing the training like Eric Worre. He brings other people to speak on stage, and he brings other people on his podcast. And Rob's got a ton of value, more probably than Nicole and I could ever deliver, but he's smart enough to bring other people on these calls because we all learn something different from different people, whatever. So the point is you can invite her. I don't know how Bob feels about this, but you just tell him what it is. It's our team breakfast dinner of breakfast champions. Do you do that? Do you have an upline? Like, you don't, not like mine, because then that sounds like a put down, but do you have the support? Do you have mentors do you have monthly gatherings? Do you have weekly trainings? Do you have in-person team retreats or company retreats or whatever you want to call them if it's not your team? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we do. And then some of those people, I mean, they're in our business today. They are in our business today because they're like, man, then they can fall in love with NeoLife and love it, which is the people, first and foremost, you ultimately, more than the people that aren't really helping them in their business. And if they've got an amazing upline and amazing sidelines and they're a family, like we're all a family, you're not going to win that game anyway. You can't break that bond, and that's okay. But if they don't, and most don't,
most don't,
that's the best way to
it would
give
shock
them the best chance.
We are blessed.
Coming.
We are blessed to have what we have, really.
Yeah.
So I hope
Thank
that
you
helps.
so much.
I wouldn't address the company. I wouldn't go look at how much better our Pro Vitality is than your salt water, something that God didn't intend us to drink salt water anyway. So come on, you know what I mean? It won't work.
Right. That's extremely helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I think maybe we should wrap it up because we're supposed to start another session at 11. But, just to honor Allan and Nicole, the three people I think that have contributed the most to our team, it's Louis, Josh, and Allan and Nicole. Those are the three people that have just, other people have helped us too. We're so grateful for others as well. But I was so happy when Allan said I could come to their retreat up in Chewelah and that he would let me come to their BOC because we were more towards phase 2, going towards phase 3. When Allan and Nicole came along, they started this big, huge fire in Chihuahua, and you got to be where there's the fire. So we drive 3 times 1,000 miles to a POC, 1,000 miles is 500 each way. But man, I don't care about the driving because you can listen to Eric Worre and Jim Rohn and Ziegler, like Allan said, all the way, getting trained. And then I'd get there and I'd listen to those guys and talk to their team and pick their brain. And then I start catching on fire too. And so I've been to many, many of their retreats, both West Coast and East Coast. And Allan just said it, you guys, it's wbretreat.com, April 1st through 3. So if you want to come there, excellent environment, growing team, lots of leaders. When you have strong leaders like Allan and Nicole, and of course they work with Josh and Chelsea and Lawrence and Marjorie, then you see lots of other strong leaders as well. So it's, wouldn't you agree, Allan, it's ideal environment to be around all those people, and they're warm.
Yeah, and I know corporate has to say rally is the second biggest event of the year, but it's the third. The retreat is second next to convention, and arguably some people would say it's more impactful to their business, their lives, and everything else than convention. And this year we've got the new VP that took over Josh's job of field development. Stephen will be there for the entire weekend, and he'll be doing a session. We'll have SAB member trying to work out which one right now. And just, I mean, it's going to be, they just keep getting better. It's going to be incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys. So we just want to thank Allan and Nicole so much. Thank you guys for sharing your time and wisdom and abilities with us. Thank you very much, you guys.
Our
It's been
pleasure.
a privilege.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we're delighted.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Helped us. Thank you. Bye,
And
guys.
hello, and hello to all your team, everybody. That
Yes.
just want to say hi to all you all. Those that have your cameras on, we see you and love you all.
Yes,
And
we do.
look forward to seeing you, if not at our retreat in April in Nashville here in our backyard in July, which is 93% sold out. You heard that, Bob? 93% sold
That's
out.
huge.
I mean,
Huge amount.
So we
it's
need
not
to-
if, it's when it'll sell out.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, now we're going to switch to recognition, and then we'll have our other meeting at 11. And so I'm going to read the big contributors to our group effort this month. Cecile Joseph was at 888. I don't know if Cecile's still on. I saw her earlier. 888 PV. Danica Robson, 1,002. Very good. Mara Herrera, 1,004. Marina Irish, best month ever. She's already clapping. See, 1,241. 1,241. Excellent. Best month ever. Jean McEwen, 1,707 PV. Nancy Reese, best month at a last 12, 2009. Brent and Ramona, 2025. Allison Wilson, 2,693 points. There's Allison. What a dynamic leader. Has like she's got, I think, 27 people coming to convention. That's Allison. She's so talented, amazing. And then Jolene Cox, 4,013. Lisa Hanson, 4,185. Mark Ritchie, 4,298. Claudette Cyrus, 4,310. And Barbara's team. Gina Marilee Blomberg, 5,000. Gina Ellis, 5,588. Joy Cordell, 5,773. Leslie Hanson, 5,908. Barbara Chichester in number 6 position, 6,793. Very, very good. Then in our top 5, there's John and Debbie right there. Top 5, 7,107 points.
Woohoo, way to go, leaders.
Yes, and then number 4 position for personal volume. We'll do group volume right after this. Number 4, personal volume, best month in the last 12. Jamie and Carol Wilson, 7,154 points. Look at that, you guys, building that team. Victor Pearson, number 3, 11,839. Steffi Beckett, number 2, 12,785. And number 1, I know you guys don't know who this would be, but he has a habit being number 1, very diligent, wise businessman. His car allowance this month, you guys, $800 just for a car allowance. So number 1, personal volume, Mr. Daniel Hansen, 15,070 points. he had a phenomenal year, absolutely phenomenal year. Incredible. So now, and we're so grateful and blessed to have Daniel in our team. Now for group volume in the number 5 position from our Southern California field commander. She has outposts in Canada and in New York with a volume of 11,103. Barbara Chichester. Yay. Then in number 4 position, leading the Southern Oregon team, John and Debbie with 14,261. I didn't check, but I think that might be the biggest maybe in the last 12 months. I'm not sure. Then
yeah, I think it is.
Is it? Okay, outstanding, you guys. Way to go. So you guys, both John and Debbie and their director, Jamie and Carol, both over 7,000. You guys, that is really outstanding. Now, Leslie Hansen in number 3, 30,751 points. Leslie Hansen. Very, very good. Excellent. In number 2 for group volume, Victor Pearson, 35,727. And in number 1, this shows that the NeoLife business is transferable to generation to generation. Marilee Blomberg, who now has her dad's team, 71,478 PV. Is that amazing, you guys? So, you know, they told her dad, whose team she now is on, has that team, they told him never to get in sales because he had this vocational testing. And so it just shows, Allan said education is the best thing. Louis said you don't need sales. He doesn't even want salespeople. We want education. But Dad built some good relationships with 2 really strong legs, Victor's team, which used to be mine, and Hansen's team, and built relationship and friendship. And I heard one of the highest compliments you could get. It was from Leslie and Wayne. And they said they considered Mom and Dad, I heard him say it, like their second parents. Well, that's very endearing, very intimate, you know, personal, like family. So I thought, wow, that's very impressive, the level of friendship there. And so you guys, I say the business, you don't have to be a salesperson. Dad was not, but he built nice relationship with people in his team. And that team last month, let me see here, over 70,000, you guys. And sometimes they're higher than that. That's a lot there too. But anyway, so you guys, we'll be starting in just.
Oh, Bob?
Yes,
Bob?
yes.
Teresa's PV was over 1,000 this month too.
Oh, okay. Thank you for pointing that out.
And she has been several times. And was so exciting when she won the iPad during the rally too.
Right, that was really cool. I heard Josh say, that's a Hansen's daughter, remember? Because it said Teresa Untitled. He said, that's a Hansen's daughter. Yes, so Teresa, congratulations. I know she has done senior manager several times, and okay, good. So over 1,000, right, Les, this month?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry I missed that. There she is with her cute little daughter up in Portland. And Teresa, I should ask you quickly before I give the Zoom ID for our meeting that's starting in about 4 minutes. Do you have aspirations? I know you're a big product believer and product user. Do you also have aspirations to build business?
It is something that I always have in mind. If the opportunity comes up, it's not something that I'm necessarily actively trying to go after, but you can't help but notice how much people that you just meet every day need it, whether for health or business. And you can't help but share it with them if the opportunity comes up. And so I have been, especially with Rowley, I invited several people, and they weren't able to make it, unfortunately, but they are interested in watching the recording. And so I've shared that with a few. And yeah, so it's just something I can't help sharing, because who wouldn't?
Okay, and you can easily see the benefits of the business. You know, just look at your parents, look at Daniel and Gina, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're in the right family too.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And I'm in a great team too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Teresa, Teresa's parents, you guys, if those of you that might not know, there are some new people. Teresa's parents were #1 world team a few years ago. And they were #4 one year. That's really outstanding. And Leslie, it was quite rough having to be picked up at the airport in a nice van by the vice president to go to Cabo. Was that pretty tough?
Yeah, what was that? An Escalade?
Well, it was a beautiful Suburban. Edwin was with us, remember, on the way back. Wayne and Les were nice enough to let me ride with them, but we got to go with Josh and Chelsea. You talk about VIP treatment, right, Les? Because Wayne and Les won #1 world team that year. So, and they
paid for everything.
Yeah. And Leslie's had one of their daughters. I think Daniel's going to win it this year with his new director stepping up to world team. But one of their daughters qualified for Sapphire and got free all expense paid to Maui. Right, Les? Remember?
Yeah, Gina and Tony.
Yeah, outstanding. Okay, you guys, so this is a family affair, and I'm going to give you write this down, please, because we'll be starting probably 4 or 5 minutes. The next Zoom is at 963-644-1807. Password is ATP. I'll read it one more time. And what this next session is about is just what Allan said. Remember, he said, build your belief, because that's what allows us to recruit. If we have a lot of knowledge, but we don't have that high of belief or enthusiasm, we don't get anywhere. So what this next session is just to build belief. So it's 963-644-1807, password ATP, all lowercase. And you guys, let's close with this. Let's just give Daniel a hand for running these things and making things go smooth. Let's give Daniel a hand. Thank you, Daniel, and for recording all this. And you guys, we'll see you in just a few minutes. Bye, everybody, and thanks for all you do.
Bye.
All you do. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Daniel.
Yes.
Sammy. Bye-bye.
Bye, Teresa and Sophia. Bye,
Thank you.
Maria. Bye, Cindy. Bye, Denise.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Daniel.
Adios.
Bye, everybody. Are you clapping? Are you waving? Can you wave? Bye-bye. Bye, Sophia. She's clapping right now. Bye. Nice seeing you all.
Yeah, you too. Have fun.
Thanks. We're going to go to the beach.
Okay, well, that sounds good.
Florida. Yay.
Wow. She's so cute.
Thanks.
Have fun in all that warm weather. I'm jealous.
I know. We're trying to soak up as much as we can.
That's nice. So great.